Hello, our WX friends out there. It's Sherry Stevens again from WXN, and it's nomination season again for Canada's Most Powerful Women Top 100. And for those of you who are maybe a little behind or a little slow in submitting your nominations, we have some great news today. Nominations have been extended to May 27th. So please, please, please get on there and finish up your nominations. And as you know, just how powerful a single nomination can be, I've invited a very special guest to be with me here today. And she knows it from a firsthand perspective as one of our judges. Zebby Rajan, Associate Vice President, Enterprise Risk Management Risk Business Intelligence Office at CIBC, is joining us here today. Hi, Zebby.
Hi,
It's great to have you here. Thank you so much for being a
thanks
part
for
of
having me.
this campaign. Appreciate it. And you also sit on our Global Alliance for Inclusive Leadership. Zebby is one of our esteemed judges, and it's a very difficult job. It's not easy, right? It's not easy judging all those women. There's a lot of amazing women that come through the nomination process, and I know it's not easy. So I really do thank you for being part of that judging process. And I hear you're always very eager to assist. So thank you so much. Hear a lot of good things from my team about you. Thank you. And I want to give a little shout out to CIBC. So we are really proud to have them as our VIP cocktail partner for Canada's Most Powerful Women Top 100. All right. Want to get started?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay, here we go. Our first question. Our awards span many industries, ages, and leadership levels. What changes when we actively recognize and celebrate women in leadership across the board?
I think that leads to several positive changes: increased representation, diverse perspectives, more inclusive workspaces. And what I mean by that, it creates more visible pipeline, encourages more women to pursue those roles, leading to a more diverse leadership landscape.
Mhm.
It fosters creativity, better decision making, because there's a different style and approaches that sometimes women have,
Yes.
and that includes like collaborative, empathetic approaches. So I think we see a lot of that. You see improved organizational performance as well, right?
Yeah,
There's
absolutely.
there's ways to look at it. Organizations with more women in leadership roles outperform those with fewer women. So you can see higher profitability happening, better value creation. Diverse leadership teams are more likely to make effective decisions that lead to better outcomes.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
there's a lot of good reasons for
Yeah.
that.
Win, 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 win. All across the board.
Yeah, across the board.
So over the years, we've seen an incredible rise in diverse representation among our nominees and our award winners, and that's being very deliberate on our part. Just a little backup, when I first purchased the organization in 2016, we weren't measuring the diversity within our winners. And we started to do that. We started to be very deliberate about outreach into communities and organizations that were diverse. And since then, we've seen a really great uplift in our diverse representation, upwards of first year, I think we had 16%. Now we're upwards of 70%. So it's really changed the dynamic of the top 100. I'm especially proud of that. It's just such a beautiful thing to see those women lined up on the stage that night, and just the diversity within that group. So I'll stop talking now and ask the question. I'm just proud of that fact. So why is it so important to keep the momentum going?
I think it's really important. I think like we have seen an increase, which is so important, though the progress is not uniform across all sectors and demographics. So I think that we're still trying to make that thing. The rise is driven by increased awareness of the benefits of diverse leadership, including improved decision making, innovation, and overall organizational performance. It's important to keep that momentum going to ensure everyone in the industry can benefit. So remember, improved decision making, enhanced innovation, increased moral and productivity, and better representation of needs, right? So I think we have to keep that going to in order to have those things continue.
Yeah, I agree completely. And that's on the top of our list here at WXN to make sure that we do internally as well continue to do that. So as a judge, you see firsthand just how many inspiring women there are out there, and there's a lot, many whom wouldn't be recognized without a nomination. What would you say to someone who's thinking about submitting one and maybe is a little on the fence?
I think it's important to submit it, right? Like if you think that you have something, like it's always important to have that. And when you submit it, you want to think about what are the best qualities to the reader who understand why this award should be there, right? You can mention how actions affected you personally, or they inspired you or motivated you in your work. Like you want supporting statements to be specific. So I think it's really important to have evidence, like, what was the return on investment and
Yeah,
outcomes and proven track record, right? So don't be general in your answers, but obviously don't go too long because I don't want to lose the key points. There's a lot of them, right? We're reading a lot of
I
them,
know,
and
I know.
right? And so we want to make sure that you get the key points, you show the investment, you show what they've done, and you should, and I think it's important to just put it in. You never know, right? Like
Yeah.
there's something that stands out about it, and I think that it's just amazing how different each nomination is. Every time I read them, I'm always amazed, and I've done it for a couple of years now.
Yes, you have. And thank you so much for that. And you're right, um, in telling them that they need to be more specific about their accomplishments, right, and their achievements, but not too long, but enough that it's really telling about the return on the investment, the what they've done with the organization within the organization, whether they're an entrepreneur or skilled trades, doesn't matter, right? Just to give that as much information as they can so that you can judge properly. Because sometimes not enough is not doesn't help the case, right? Because you don't know. So thank you for
Yeah.
um, thank you for being here today. And I really do encourage anyone out there who is thinking about it to really put, just go for it because you don't know. You know,
You
I
don't
think it's
know.
women were so timid sometimes to think that, well, I don't have A, B, and C, but you know what? Who cares? You probably do, and you don't know it. So just submit your
And there's
nomination.
so many categories too, right? So you'll fit into
Exactly.
one of them, right? So as long as
Yeah,
you fit the checkbox of the few in the one of the categories, then go for it.
exactly. Perfect. Okay. Thank you, Zebby. I really appreciate you
Thank
being
you,
here
Sari.
today. It's great seeing you. And anyone out there, please nominate today. As I said, nominations have been extended to May 27th. So you have some time, but don't delay because May 27th will be here before you know it. And for more information, please go to wxnetwork.com.